Today, we'll be learning about perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are two lines that meet at a 90-degree angle. And remember, we already know what a 90-degree angle is. It's when an angle meets at this right angle, and we measure this with our protractor, and it's a 90-degree angle. So keep this in mind. Remember, we're going to be thinking about those 90-degree angles. Now let's look at some examples of lines and decide whether or not they're perpendicular. These lines here are perpendicular because they meet at a 90-degree angle. We can draw that box right on there to indicate that it's a 90-degree angle. These lines are not perpendicular. In fact, they're parallel because they never meet. So these lines are not perpendicular. They do not meet at a 90-degree angle. Let's try some for practice as I erase the board. Let's look at these lines. I'm going to erase this too. Are these lines perpendicular lines? Show me thumbs up if you think they are, and thumbs down if you think they're not perpendicular. I see mostly thumbs up, so you guys are showing me that these are perpendicular lines, and I agree with you because they meet at a 90-degree angle. Let's look at these lines. Are these lines perpendicular? Give me a thumbs up if you think they are, and a thumbs down if you think they're not. I see mostly thumbs down. So this one is tricky because these lines do meet. If we extended this line and extended this line, they do meet. But this angle is not 90 degrees, so it is not, these lines are not perpendicular. So if you were showing me a thumbs down, you got it. Nice job. Those lines are not perpendicular. Are these lines perpendicular? Thumbs up if you think they are, and thumbs down if you think they're not. I see lots of thumbs up. Turn and tell your partner why you think they're perpendicular lines. Nice, I like the way you said that they're perpendicular lines because they meet at 90-degree angle. Very good. And let's try this last example on our own. Are these lines perpendicular? Go ahead and write on your whiteboard whether or not you think these lines are perpendicular. Write a Y if you think they are for yes, and an N if you think they're not for no. On the count of 3, show me your whiteboards. Excellent. Everyone said that they're not perpendicular lines, so you should have written an N on your whiteboard because these lines do not meet at a 90-degree angle. So they are not perpendicular. Now it's going to be time for you to practice on your own. There's a worksheet on your desk. Go through and decide whether or not each set of lines are perpendicular. Remember, perpendicular lines are two lines that meet at a 90-degree angle. Today, we will be learning about perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are two lines that meet at a 90-degree angle. And remember, we talked about what a 90-degree angle is. It's when two lines meet and form a 90-degree or right angle. Remember, we've measured with our protractors? All right. So let's go through these examples and decide whether or not they are examples of perpendicular lines. These lines are perpendicular, and they're perpendicular because they meet at a 90-degree angle. Okay? These lines are not perpendicular because they don't meet at all. So they're actually parallel lines. Make sense? Give me a thumbs up. Excellent. Now let's try some together. Are these lines perpendicular lines? Yes or no? Robert, what do you think? You think they are perpendicular lines? Why? Because they meet at a 90-degree angle. Nice job. How about these? Are these perpendicular lines? Nope, they're not. They meet, but not at a 90-degree angle. If we extended them out, you'd see they meet, but not at a 90-degree angle. Try this one on your own. Is this an example of perpendicular lines? Give me a thumbs up if you think they are, and a thumbs down if you think they're not. I see lots of thumbs down, but they are perpendicular lines because they meet at a 90-degree angle. Remember, we looked at that angle and we saw that it was 90 degrees. We could make our little box, that it was 90 degrees. All right, it looks like we need a little bit more practice with this, so why don't you take out the worksheet that I've given you and work on it independently, and I'll collect it and see how we did.